Along those lines, there are so many initiatives going on in schools that it's really difficult to fit one more thing in. So one of the things that we've tried to do is to think about how this program can be integrated with some of the other initiatives that are taking place. Mm-hmm. So Cheryl, you want to talk about a few of those?
Well, of course, we need to begin with response to intervention, because that's the nationwide initiative that just about everybody's familiar with. And what we know from that initiative, of course, everybody's familiar with the pyramid, where on one side you have the academic systems and on the other side you have the behavioral systems. And we actually see how the program that we offer fits very well within the systems of support, particularly in the behavioral systems. Many times school systems are using positive behavior supports, which is a wonderful system of support. It is a school-wide system of support. Within that school-wide system of support, with positive behavior supports, or whatever behavioral system you're using, you've got your school level support, your primary support, your tier 1, so to speak. Then you've got your tier 2, which is oftentimes your small group instruction. And then as the need for more focused, intensive social skills or behavior training is needed for individual students, you move on up to the tertiary level, or level 3. Our program can offer supports in all of those levels. So again, we show ways on our website in which we fit into that system very, very well.
And I think that this program offers a very proactive approach. We teach students how they should behave rather than just responding to inappropriate behavior. Right. We teach students about making good choices before it happens. And so I think it's paired nicely with some of the other initiatives that schools are doing for some, they may be doing some kind of a disciplinary program or a correction, redirection kind of program. This would be the precursor, or the opposite of it, of planning and preparing, so you have fewer kids in in-school suspension, fewer kids in that redirection or correction, if they have the skills in advance. And so we've given actually several examples at each of those levels, where you have a whole middle school doing it as part of their advisory study hall, or you have a counselor or social worker doing it with a smaller group of students who are on alert, you could say, at that level 2. They may or may not be placed, and one of the things that you're trying to avoid is having to place them. And then you have students who are in placements already that are getting the social skills in a very small group. So you can see examples of different ways that it has been used that fit all of those levels. When we did one of our pilot studies, we collected some data and information from a residential treatment facility for students who had already exhausted all of the behavioral interventions of their public school. And so they were at a separate facility. And one of the students commented after one of the lessons, "Why didn't anybody teach me this? Why did they let me behave that way?" Yeah. And it wasn't letting. I'm sure they weren't letting. Right. But this way the students are taught how to make better choices for themselves. Not having those tools to make a better choice.